Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Paradigm Paradox, going to wrap up Hugo's route in a nice, neat little bow. So we're going to do all his other endings and then read all of the little after stories. So I have loaded up our whoopsie. Okay, I was like, I loaded up my save for the normal end, and then my guide just went flying crazy. Okay, anyway, I have zero regrets. I have zero regrets. I stared right at Hugo as I gave him my answer. Like you and Moravia both told me, there was so much I didn't know. If I hadn't come here, I might never have found out. So I'm glad. I'm glad I learned the truth. But ain't ignorance bliss? Even though you know everything now, it's not like you can do anything about it. Sometimes it's better not to know. Well, it's a bit late for that now. Earlier you went on and on about how you pitied me for being oblivious. Well, to be honest, I had you pegged as a naive airhead. Kinda made me mad. Sorry about that. Hugo looked sheepish, and I regarded him with interest. That's adorable. And you don't feel that way now? Hugo smiled at me and shook his head. No. Now I realize you're not an airhead at all. His voice is a little off, but so's mine today, so. You're an optimist. You're always positive and you stand up for people in trouble. That's the kind of person you are. I hate humans, yeah, but when it comes to you... Hugo seemed unable to finish his sentence. Aww. It's hard to put into words, but now I know that you're not like the others. And you should also know that I don't regret hearing what I heard. I puffed out my chest to demonstrate that I really was okay with everything. I'm a brave ally of justice, after all. You think I'd come all the way out here without being super-duper prepared, Hugo was shocked into silence for a moment. Then his expression softened. You got me there. You got way more guts than I gave you credit for. Sorry, I just got a little pop-up over here on my computer, and I was like, go away. Not from Norton this time, from fucking EA. Like, pre-order Sims 4 Life and Death. Dude, stop. It's not about you today. Good lord. I know we can just skip to the next choice, but like, whatever. And then what you have isn't strength. Okay, so this is the same. And then here you go. Where'd you go, Hugo? I searched all around the colony, overcome with worry. But I couldn't find Hugo anywhere. I started to panic a bit. Hugo was acting weird, getting a bad feeling about all this. I knew I should have chased after him. It was a big mistake to let him run off on his own. I clenched my teeth as I thought about my error. No, it's not that simple. He was in major denial when I talked to him. He never would have listened to me in that state. It'd be no good if I chased after him, only to have him reject me and deny everything further. I heard a noise behind me. I whirled around wondering if it was Hugo, but it was Yukonami. No, I'm pretty sure this is all different. Yeah, well, I mean, same but different. Hey, sup? Why so glum? Oh, Yukonami, I'm looking for Hugo. Have you seen him? Oh, not too long ago, actually. He was on his way out with a herd of Vectors. With Vectors? Is he going to attack Theta? Yukonami looked at me with a face that said, well, duh. Of course. What else does he leave for? It's the way things have always been around here. Why are you so shocked about it now? But I was just talking to Hugo, and I think deep down, Hugo doesn't want to hurt humans at all. But thinking back on the talk Hugo and I had, I realized Yukonami wouldn't understand. You really think so? Can't say I get that vibe. I mean, it's not like Moravia and I order him to go rough up humans. It's something he just does from time to time. You're saying he doesn't actually want to do it? You're not making any sense. It might seem that way, but I'm certain Hugo isn't clear about how he feels yet. If he keeps going down this dark path, he won't come back. I have to stop Hugo in order to save him. Yukonami still couldn't work out what I was telling him. He shook his head and frowned. And that's how you're gonna save Hugo, eh? And I still don't get how the means make the end. But if that's what floats your boat, go for it. Yukonami quickly lost interest in me and wandered off to who knows where. I watched him go, completely at a loss, so in the good ending, Yukonami went with us. All in all, I'm glad I ran into Yukonami. Now I know where Hugo's gone off to. I can't waste any more time. I have to move. I sped off in Theta's direction. I scanned the landscape as I ran, but didn't see any sign of Hyuga. Given how upset he was, he probably didn't waste any time. There's a chance he's already reached Theta. Oh, that sound! I heard something very faint. At first I thought it was the wind, but quickly realized I was hearing the sounds of man-made destruction, not nature. Someone's outside the colony, then. Who is it? I dashed in the direction of the sound. Before long, Hyuga and the Blooms came into view. The Blooms? They're all here, and Hyuga's fighting them. I hadn't been fast enough after all, but at least nobody was hurt, so I wasn't too late. I ran over to the commotion, panicked. Everyone, please stop! Stop fighting! You... Hyuga and the Blooms ceased fighting long enough to turn and look at me in surprise. I took that chance to leap between them. I put my back to Hyuga and faced the Blooms, taking a stand. I was sure I'd made the right choice and backed the right side. Please, don't fight anymore!
It's you! Where have you been this whole time?
You had us worried sick. How could you leave without so much as a word? While everyone anxiously scolded me, Haruka gave me a sharp look.
Wait, hold on. Why are you covering for him?
You disappeared without a trace and now you're siding with the Vectors. Explain yourself. Everyone regarded me with suspicion. Hey, enough chatter. Move. It's dangerous to just stand there. Hyuga still didn't want me to get hurt. I felt a flicker of relief. This is preferable to his mood at the colony. He's not outright rejecting me anymore. I faced the Blooms again. Everyone, I'm sorry I left without saying anything. I know I've caused a lot of trouble.
Trouble's not the issue. We were worried. But why are you protecting that Vector? Where did you go when you left? What did you get up to? You haven't been with that Vector this whole time, have you? If your answers aren't good, we won't hesitate to deal with you, too.
Now the others were glaring at me in addition to Haruka. Okay, I was with him, yeah, but I have a good explanation for everything. I did it to save Lizzie, but if I say that, I need to start by explaining how people hurt by Vectors turn into Vectors themselves. I can't expect them to sit through such a lengthy explanation. They might not believe me either. You might not believe me, but Hyuga has a good reason for attacking humans. I decided to try negotiating instead of explanation, but that didn't turn out to be a great idea.
It doesn't matter what his reason is. Do you think we're gonna let him get away with it?
I know it sounds bad, but he won't attack people anymore, so please, leave him be. Well, he didn't say he wouldn't. I'm not your enemy now either. I stayed with the Vectors, yes, but there's a reason.
I see no point in even listening to you.
The door was shut on the conversation. I wasn't sure what to do.
You're saying a lot of words, but in the end, you're siding with the Vectors. And now you're protecting him. That's all the proof we need.
Too bad, Spacey. Haruka's harsh words were accompanied by a flame attack. Ah! As soon as Haruka attacked me, the others did the same, as if reacting to a silent signal. I managed to narrowly avoid being hit as I started to retreat toward Hyuga. Shh, I knew this would happen. Hyuga grabbed my arm protectively. Let's get out of here, Spacey. Okay. Hyuga and I both fled at top speed. Knowing that my friends weren't willing to listen to me, well, it made me feel terrible. Hyuga and I didn't say a word to each other as we traveled back to Tau. But Hyuga kept turning around to check that I was still with him, since I was moving sluggishly. I think that was one of his ways of showing kindness. How stupid can you be? Well, sometimes pretty. Once we were back, Hyuga vented his frustration. Why'd you come after me? And why'd you put yourself in danger again? Sorry. Look, I'm not angry or nothing. I could tell that much. His tone was harsh, but he was clearly concerned. You hurt anywhere? I shook my head silently, and Hyuga softly put his large hand on my head. The Blooms wouldn't listen to you. After all of that, you'll never be able to return to Theta again. You know that, yeah? I know. I know I no longer have a place with them. I recalled how the Blooms' eyes had been filled with reprehension as they looked at me. From looking in those eyes, I knew I no longer belonged with them. A sad smile surfaced on my face. Guess I'm Theta's public enemy number 1. Oh, girl, come on. You're giving yourself too much credit. You are a public enemy, but not number 1. Come on. Maybe I'm the prime suspect for abducting Lizzie. Spacey. But it's alright. If I can't go back to Theta, I can live out the rest of my life here, so... My attempt to act strong quickly fell apart. I felt my eyes grow hot. I can't ever go home again. A tear slid down my cheek. Hey, I think I'm starting to understand the sadness you carry. Just a little. Ain't the same thing at all. Hugo looked stricken. He reached out with his hand and gently wiped my tears with his thumb. You don't need to be like me. I'm just happy you're here. Yeah, I'm glad too. I forced a smile, knowing that my face was probably a mess. I didn't care, though. I'll make a life for myself here. I'll be by Hugo's side, watching over him, and make sure he never gives in to his sadness ever again. As I sobbed, Hugo wrapped me in his arms, gently, like I was made of glass. I slowly closed my eyes, his embrace filling me with comfort and a sense of peace. The end, probably. Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to go into... Do I remember what... You know, you keep asking me that, and the answer is no, Tokyo. I do not remember what happened so far. Ever. Save file 1. Gets really confusing when it's bad end 2, but it's save file 1, and it's like... Okay, I can't attack humans. I understand how you feel, but I can't attack humans. Whenever you want. You're not even easier to manipulate than a lump of clay, but I knew you wouldn't change your mind immediately. Just don't get in my way. If you try to stop me again, I'll cut you down. For real this time. You're out for revenge, right? Does hurting innocent people do anything to get back at the people who betrayed you? You're just messing a lot of people up to try and fill a hole inside yourself. My appeal didn't resonate with Hugo at all. I'm just messing people up? Good. Why shouldn't I let off a bit of steam with the help of the people who look down on me? Seeing the terror in their eyes? What a rush. Okay, let's see. Wait. Hold on. Yes. Okay. Each game has a different way to do this, and I can't remember which one's which, even though I just figured it out yesterday. Hug him from behind. Hey. My arms encircled Hugo from behind. Wait, please. What are you playing at? I don't have time to mess around with you. I'm not messing around. I'm trying to stop you. Please reconsider what you're doing. I tightened my grip to punctuate my statement, but Hugo shook me off and started walking. Wait! I automatically reached out and grabbed him again. Get off me! You're getting in my way! Okay, next choice. And then we stop Hugo. Okay. Wait, please calm down! I grabbed Hugo's arm in an attempt to stop him, but he seemed to have lost his senses. He was driven by pure brute strength. Out of my way! I'm gonna kill him! No, I won't let you do it! Hugo grabbed me and shoved hard. I heard something snap in my shoulder, and immediate pain flooded through my body. The shock almost caused me to let go, but I still clung on. I told you to back off! I was using psychokinesis to help hold him back, but he was too much for me. I'm not strong enough to hold Hugo back. Okay. And then the Vector comes, he brings us back, and then we're back here, and he's taking care of us, and we ask, what do you think of me? What do you think of me? Hugo started at the question. Seemed he wasn't prepared for it. Why are you... Until 2 days ago, I was sure you hated my guts, so being saved by you is a little odd. I did hate you. Sai is nothing but another human. Reminder of everything I hated. But I was just projecting my feelings onto you. You're nothing like the humans I despise. I knew that the whole time deep down. Just didn't want to admit it. Okay, so what about now? Hugo smiled wryly. Don't ask. And then And then we go to the next choice where we're here. Did he want me to nurse hatred and resentment? Should I be feeling the same hatred as you? Hugo fell into a deep thought for a moment. No, that's not it. If you felt as bitter as I do, I think that would have made my resentment toward the researchers grow even stronger. Huh? Why is that? Because I don't think I want you to change. I want you to stay just the way you are. Hugo seemed to be pretty wrapped up in understanding his feelings. I found that a little funny for some reason and let out a giggle. It's kind of adorable. That's a bit of a contradiction. Guess so. Being around you has got me off kilter, that's for sure. Which is cute. And then we say, I have 0 regrets again. And then we go to, I don't think so. That's not what I think. Oh, he's going to kill us right now. Don't lie. You can feel how strong I am now. Yeah, you're powerful. Powerful enough to overtake me, but real strength isn't about power and muscle. Suddenly, I felt like I was about to cry. I looked into his eyes. I wanted him to understand. I feel, because this is the last choice, so I don't know if then he runs off and then we die, fighting the blooms or what, but, And right now, Hyuga, I don't see any strength in your eyes. I just see sadness. No. All that hatred in you. For a long time, it helped you bury your feelings of weakness and loneliness. Isn't that true? Okay, yeah, so, I can't find him anywhere. Where did you go, Hyuga? I'd searched all over the colony for Hyuga, but he was nowhere to be found. I should have just chased after him after I ran. Why did I just stand there when he took off? This is... The only thing that I don't like is now this is the exact same, but it's like the same. We're looking for Hyuga. We're going to run into Yukonami, and then we're going to run off into the colony. It's like, you could have just left it the exact same so we could skip through it, because now we're reading the exact same fucking thing 3 times in a row, and it's kind of annoying. And you know how much I hate it. It's a nitpick. I hate it. The more I thought about that moment, the more I realized I couldn't have done anything. Hyuga's got a lot of baggage. He's so deep in denial, he would have disregarded anything I said. Okay, this is slightly different, at least. Nope, this is no time for regrets. Hyuga seemed really upset. I gotta find him, and fast. Before I could start running again, I heard footsteps. Yuku saw Yukonami. Yukonami's asking what we're doing here, looking for Hyuga. Leaving the colony with a bunch of vectors. Where could he be going? He's rolling his eyes, going to Fate to attack humans. Oh my god. It's his hobby. Deep down, I don't think he wants to hurt humans. We're having the same conversation. Okay. Yukonami won't understand. Okay, so... We don't say anything. I don't think he wants to hurt humans too, Yukonami, so okay. He's leaving. We're running out. Getting closer to Theta. Faint sounds of battle. And then here we go. I don't really feel like reading basically the exact same motherfucker. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I don't. It annoys me to no end when it's the exact same fucking thing, but like we just word it slightly differently. It's the same damn conversation. Hey, Yukonami, where's Hyuga? Oh, I saw him leaving with vectors. I don't think he wants to hurt humans. Really? Well, anyway, bye. And then we run out, and then I'm running, and then I hear a sound. It's the same fucking thing. It's the same fucking thing to get here. There's really not a lot. It's not adding anything, so. Hyuga and the other blooms were already embroiled in battle. No, I've got to stop them. I didn't want Hyuga to fight anymore. I ran over, shouting, "Everyone stop! Please stop!" I was close enough for them to hear me, but nobody stopped fighting. They won't listen to reason. What should I do? Gah! It was 4 against 1 and he was losing. He was clearly outmatched. Hyuga, you can't win this one! Please stop fighting! Run away! Hyuga stopped for a second to glance at me.
Ow!
It stopped for a second, figure which one was which now. The blooms all attacked Hyuga at once while he was distracted. This is my fault. No! Hyuga! Instincts I never knew I had screamed at me, and I leapt between them. Now we're dead. Okay. Spacey, watch out! By the time I heard Hyuga call out to me, it was already too late. Ugh, bird your toenails suck. Yeah! Anyway, the attack that the blooms had planned for Hyuga hit me dead on instead. I fell to the ground, severely wounded. The attack hit me with full force. Both sides stopped fighting as soon as I went down. Hyuga dashed to me, his eyes filled with tears. Spacey! Spacey! This can't be happening! Why'd you do that? Hyuga. I never wanted to do anything that would make you look so sad. I'm sorry. I slipped into unconsciousness. No! No! I can't scream like him. I could hear someone screaming from far away, but even that was swallowed by the darkness. Oh my god, this is such a sad CG, but it'd be beautiful if it wasn't blood everywhere. Holy shit, did he kill all the blooms? They can't, you know. I'm assuming we're a Hyuga, so. I lost my mind along with the one I cared for most. Been weeks since that day. Months, maybe. Doesn't matter. Time doesn't mean anything anymore. All that matters is slaughter. Oh. The blooms were the first to go. Oh my god! This really is a bad end! Not only did we die, he went ballistic and he's sad and he killed all of our friends. Oof. Then I started making raids on Theta, killing as many people as possible with every visit. The more I lost myself, the less I remembered why I was even on this endless hunt. But even when I was soaked in human blood, a strange, invasive thought sometimes came to me. Is this what she would have wanted? Wait, who's she? Oh, my Cull of the human race continued. My memories continue to break down, but that's fine by me. There's nothing worth remembering in this world. Oh, sweetie. Oh. And bad end 1, which will be a quick one. Oh no, load save file 2. Oh, good God, guys. Oh, no, I know, but I wanted to go. This is what I hate. Save file 2, but it's like bad end 1 is save file 2, and bad end 2 is save file 1, and that's so annoying. Like, why are they labeled this way? Augment his attack powers. Die! Hugo was lost in bloodlust. He fully intended to kill. Panic blurred my vision. I chose to augment on Hugo. I chose to use augment on Hugo, but it quickly became clear that I had made a grave error. Hugo's amplified power slammed into me on a full-out attack. At the same moment the attack hit me, I saw a light of reason flicker in Hugo's eyes. Yeah, I mean, that does seem like a stupid thing to do, because this was, like, obviously, like... Let me use augment on him so he's stronger while he's attacking me? Yeah. Move! Ah! I collapsed to the ground, my body covered in devastating injuries. I couldn't move. I was utterly drained. Oh yeah, this was when we were by the researchers, right? I could hear the vectors charging on. That and the panic screams of the humans. The cacophony of their death throes was horrific to my ears. I dimly realized I'd failed to save them. A terrible truth dawned in a corner of my mind. I made the wrong choice. Yeah, and you kind of helped kill them. I'd failed to do the right thing, and that knowledge filled me with helplessness. Then I heard footsteps slowly approach me. I gathered enough energy to open my eyes. Hugo looked down at me, his face contorted in confused sadness. It can't be... How did it come to this? So, even Hugo is capable of looking sad. Oh, this sad. You idiot! What'd you think you were doing? You're right. I shouldn't have done that. The world was growing faint, and there was nothing left except pain. It's weird. I feel cold. It felt like I had a fire in me that was slowly being doused. I surrendered to it, my eyes closing forever. Well, damn. Let's go read our other stories, because those are all of our endings. Okay, so we read all those, so now we're Tau Surveillance Log 4. Okay. Wait. Every time I read the word, I'm so bored. Maybe I'll go play in Theta, or maybe I'll launch an attack. Don't do either. The vectors aren't in the mood, and we can't attack without them. It can just be you and me. Anyway, there's nothing fun to do. You might be bored, but I got plenty to do. I gotta start preparing lunch soon. Ibuki also asked me to gather up the stray vectors and bring them back to Tau. What? Hunting down rogue vectors sounds fun. I'll help. No, just rounding them up, not hunting them. Ibuki said I should be able to do it alone. Ah, damn it, he also said not to tell you. He said you'd be whining to come with me. Well, now I've gone and done it. You two are so mean. I can follow orders as well as anyone else. Let me go with you. Hey, it's the funny dude. The funny dude? You mean Rio? He hasn't even noticed us yet. Why is he staring at the vectors? What's he doing? It's not like he's never seen one before. Rio, what you doing? Nothing. He was startled and he's like stuttering now. Great. I was just thinking. I'm done with my business in Tau and I've told Ibuki everything I needed to. I have no business with you two and you have no business with me either.
Don't be like that. You're really entertaining. I mean, why were you staring at those vectors?
I wasn't staring. I was just thinking. Vectors really are unusual creatures.
You've always looked at us and the vectors like we're aliens.
Why are you telling us your thoughts now?
Is that how he sees us?
And why are you asking Hyuga instead of me?
I'm not. Ryo, you lump us all in together, right? Vectors and humans?
What are you getting at?
I don't just mean how the vectors were once human. You give us all the same look. Like you're observing us or something.
But that's interesting. It's like, so... Well, that's true. I mean, to be fair... Ryo can breathe outside. But like, so... But them being like, you treat us like we're aliens, like the vector... But he's... He can breathe outside like a vector can without needing to transform unless he's secretly a magical girl, but then he's able to breathe outside, unlike the magical girls who have to turn into magical girls. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, so we have the Bloom, us, me and the Blooms, okay? You have Yukonami and Hyuga. You have the full-on vectors. You have Ibuki, who's not quite magical girl, but also not a vector. She's kind of somewhere. I mean, to be fair, I still think all the Blooms and stuff, we got some vector in us, right? Whatever. But she's something different than... I said she because I was thinking of Moravia, but like, Ibuki Moravia is somewhat different than us and the Blooms. But also not like Yukonami and Hyuga. And then you have Ryo, and it's like, are you like a whole fourth fucking like... Well, technically fifth because the vectors are like... Are you like a whole other thing? There's a flowchart here, and it's very complicated on like what level of vector and what branch you go off in, and like, good lord. Anyway. Okay, yeah, observing us. Or he's an alien.
Can't you say what you mean in a way that makes sense? Now pipe down. How am I supposed to collect my thoughts when you two keep interrupting me?
You noticed then.
What?
Forget about it.
Come on, Yukonami. Hey, I don't want to sink into boredom again.
Alright, I'll ask Ibuki if I can bring you outside with me. It's better than leaving you here to mingle with the likes of him.
What? For real? Woo! Bye-bye, Ryo!
Later. Observing us, huh? That one's sharper than he looks. That is interesting. Okay. Hyuga's daily life. Okay. Damn, I'm tired. There's loads to do. No time to waste. I need to do weapons maintenance. Cleaning my gun for the first time in the morning is so soothing. Makes it feel like the day's really starting. Gets me all pumped up. I managed to wake up early today, so I should give it an overhaul. Been a while since I did that. This thing's practically my partner. I use it nearly every day. Gotta do the maintenance right. Unscrew this. Take that apart. Polish the muzzle. Where'd the oil get to? I used it up during the last cleaning, but I thought I bought more in Theta. There it is. You know, Ibuki and Yukonami always talk smack whenever they see me clean my gun.
Why do you keep using that thing when you gotta clean it so much? Seems like a pain.
Everything is a pain to Yukonami. Seriously, I don't even think projectile weapons are necessary when you have powers. Fair. Jeez, you guys don't understand nothing. Guns embody the spirit of adventure. They're not a pain at all. And I'll make sure to take great care with the polishing. Well, that's good. Looks real slick, and if I charge it with my superpowers... it'll increase the range and I can control the bullet's path. Ibuki and Yukonami are still kids. They just don't get how great it is. But that chump Ryo seems to get it. He can tell immediately how much care I put into this. He gives me the creeps, but I guess he's better than Ibuki and Yukonami since he understands guns. Oh, wait, that's not really right. He's not one of us. We're different. Don't forget that. Humans are all good for nothings. Rio's no exception, except for he can breathe outside, so he's not exactly human, to be fair. To humans, vectors, well, we're like bugs to them. They'll squish us without a second thought. That's why I'm not gonna hold back. They're the ones who are bugs. Did it never occur to Hyuga? Maybe he's never seen Rio outside. No, he did. He did, though. When we were, like, I mean, to be fair, that scene where he's out there holding Lizzie or whatever, sometimes Hyuga's with us, sometimes it's Yukonami, depending on, like, the route you're in, right? So you could say, okay, let's just take that as canon, just remove that out, like, that's not pertinent. Let's just forget that scene, right? But, like, Hyuga, aside from that, has never seen Rio outside, breathe in the tainted air, knowing that humans can't and have to wear suits outside, and is still, like, thinking of Rio as a human. It's kind of interesting. But he also knows that we're some kind of special or whatever, you know, so, but he still thinks of us as a human. But we have superpowers, so he should be intelligent enough to figure out that we're not exactly human either. I mean, to be fair, we were on the side of the quote-unquote humans, so I could see why he's like, you're on their side, so I'm treating you like one. Even if you have slightly more vector in you than, you know, than a normal human, you're still on their side, you're still categorized with them. You know what I mean? Just like he's not fully a vector, then you have the full you know what I mean? Like, it's, you're more human than not, so you're lumped in with the humans. But it is weird that he should be considering that, you know, Rio's not fully human and he's not really on any side. He's kind of like this weird middleman because you just really don't know what... I mean, I can understand Hyuga not trusting him from that, being like, yeah, he's over there, he's over here, I don't trust him, I don't know what side he's on, but he's like, he's just a filthy human, and it's like, he's more than that, though. I don't know. I don't know if that's why I would distrust him. I would distrust him because he's a shady bastard and you don't know what fucking side he's on. And he's getting a little more mysterious as it goes, which is interesting, but anyway. Nah, crap. Time's a wasting. Better finish up. Gotta get breakfast ready after this, then talk to Ibuki and Yukonami before finishing up. Alright, some of their clothes got holes in them. Gotta mend those. Wait, why am I taking care of them like this and doing all the chores? Who am I, their mom? Why did I end up in this position? Well, no point complaining about it. Better gonna move on.
Okay, Mommy. Thanks, Mommy.
Okay, so Hyuga's thoughts is the last one in this section. Damn. I always get this indescribable feeling when I'm with her. Especially when she looks at me. It's those eyes. So clear and pure. She looks at me, it's like I don't know what to do anymore. She's always saying this idealistic stuff. She's just messing up all my emotions. Doesn't matter if I try to shut my eyes and ears. It's like she gets under my skin. She's such a naive kid. How does she have this effect on me? Am I annoyed because she's got a point? Is everything she says actually right? Okay, so, like, yeah, like, she's this naive kid. So, like, that means there's definitely more. He's at least, especially because before he made a comment about Ibuki and Yukonami still being kids, but Yukonami's like 19, but acts like a child, so it's like, you could be 25 and you have the mentality of like a 12-year-old, so fair on Hyuga's part, just lumping him in with the quote-unquote kids. But it makes Hyuga sound like Hyuga's gotta be in his early to mid-20s. Like, so it is a little weird now, and maybe that's why they didn't really have a full-on romance to think of it. Because I don't think we didn't even get a kiss, CG, did we? We never confessed our feelings or anything like that, which is actually, you know, yeah, you know what I mean? That's so actually, you know, I was like, it's kind of disappointing because I feel like you didn't, the payoff in the romance, but if there's that much of an age, like, you know what, maybe it's better this way. It's like, yeah, I got feelings for I care about her, but like, I'm gonna keep my distance for a little while until it's not creepy and weird. But at the same time, Otome logic. In reality, oh yeah, I'm like 22 and I like the 16-year-old. I'm just gonna wait. Nah, there's gonna be grooming going on in there, and that's just fucking weird. Maybe, maybe not. You know what I mean? But there's the potential, and that's and you have to realize that people are gonna be like, really? So you were like in love with this 16-year-old girl when you were like 22, really? Seems a little odd. You know what I mean? You know that there's going to be those kind of judgments. You just know in reality. You know what I mean? Even if nothing ever happened. But like in a Otome game anime logic, you're like, okay, well, we're just going to pretend he's perfect and we're not going to think about things like that. It's like he's like, okay, I really like this girl, but like it's weird right now. So like in a couple of years, we'll go out, we'll do our things, we'll get to know each other, and then all of a sudden we'll admit we love each other in a couple of years. Sure. Okay. So I guess maybe him not having too much romance going on in his route was like, okay. All right. But at the same time, we got Rio over here who's like older than Hyuga. So like, even if Hyuga had romance, you haven't told us his age. So you could, depending on how it makes you comfortable, you could be like, okay, yeah, he was a researcher, but he's just pretend that nobody, because they don't explain like, is there like 4 years of college after you get out of high school, or in this world there really isn't. So you just, you're in school, you get ready, and then you go into your trade. So he could have rolled up out of high school, could have been like barely 18, freaking getting into being a researcher, and we don't know how long ago it's not like, oh, we found him 10 years ago. They never explain that, so there's no timeline, so you could kind of finagle it however you want in your mind. You could be like, oh, Hugo's like 28, or you could be like, I'm pretty sure Rio's 28 because I think it showed that in the opening credits. Or you could be like, oh, Hugo's only like 20, and it's a little weird, but like whatever, because it's a game, it's not real. You know what I mean? But like Rio being like almost 10 years older than us is a little fucking, more than 10 years older than us is like, that's like, dude, I don't, I don't know. So, I mean, I guess it really depends, but yeah, I guess that kind of explains it. They didn't really do any romance in his route. I mean, he's a good character, but like, as for like a romance route, it wasn't there. But he's sweet and adorable, and you could see where it could come from. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're building to it, it's nice, we're having moments, and then it's over? Okay. We never confessed anything, nothing ever happened. I mean, yeah, so, interesting. Maybe that's why they did it that way. So you go on your adventures, and the romance will blossom as you're going around. Okay, sure. But that does make it slightly disappointing in Otome terms, because you're like, I'm here for romancing, and we got none of that. Odd. Okay. Am I annoyed because she's got a point? Is everything she says actually right? And whether she's right or not, she's certainly not going to bend anyone's will. She's always been like that. Run! Now! Oh, is that like with the researchers? She puts herself on the line to protect the researchers without any hesitation. She's just always acting true to herself. And I suffer for it, because I refuse to accept my feelings. But she doesn't hesitate to face me head on. I know. Doing this won't change a thing. I'll never feel better about it. But then what am I supposed to do? When I get all the way out here, I can already see it. Theta, colonies are home and mine as well. You all came along too, huh? Why are you looking at Theta like that? Like you're sad and longing for it? Okay, let's go together. Are you gonna go... Hold on. Please, Hyuga, don't let the hatred drown you. Wait, Hyuga! Oh, so this is like his thoughts on his way. Okay. No, it's just my imagination. Besides, I can't change. No matter what she says, it ain't gonna happen. Things have already been decided. Got no choice but to keep going. I won't ask her to stop me. Just stick with my way of life. I'll just keep thinking that as I head toward Theta. I'm not the one in the wrong. It's too late to change anyway. And then he's gonna magically change overnight? Uh, Hyuga investigation. Okay. Internal investigation report, file 7, Hyuga. Why aren't you saying anything? What? You already asked me a question? Oh, telling me to state my name and age was a question? Who even wants to hear that stuff? Okay, I'll talk. Hyuga, born December 31st, I'm 24. Okay, now we know he's 24. So then that's like, that does make it a little weird. It does make it a little weird, but like, okay, whatever, that's a personal problem. Then enough. What do you want to know next? My family? Are you trying to start something? I mean, we don't really know how old. They haven't really said how old she is, but I'm assuming like 16, right? Like, ish, like whatever. Was that like 8-year difference? Like if we're 16 to 17, 7 to 8-year difference. That's not really that bad if you're 20 and 27 or 30 and 37. At that point, it's negligible. Again, the older you get, the smaller the age gap matters. But like when you're in high school and he's like would be graduating college, that's... I mean, he's already like, so I guess that makes sense. This world, there's no college. Because it's a scam. Like, not really, but I mean like most jobs okay, there are some jobs you need to be properly educated for. You can't just go be a doctor without taking proper medical classes or whatever. But, like, I'm gonna assume in this world, it's more like we do a lot of on-the-job type of training things because sitting in a classroom writing a research paper on how to do surgery is not really gonna help you unless you're, you know what I mean? Like, it's what I never understood with a lot of classes that I took is like, how is writing a research paper that's properly formatted with all the footnotes and everything on how to code something going to actually help me fucking code something? I should be doing the coding, and this is fucking stupid. You know what I mean? But you gotta have, like, so you have useful classes, and then you have the filler ones that you're paying a lot of money for no fucking reason. I don't need to take an English class. Again, I took it all 12 years of school that I was in, and then I gotta take it for 4 fucking years and, like, if I don't know how to speak English at this point, there's a problem. Because I've been doing it my whole fucking life. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't know how to do basic math, maybe you should investigate why you're not teaching me basic math in, like, elementary school. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain classes that you should just not need to be taking over and over again just for the sake of somebody making money off you. It's kind of fucking dumb, but like doctors, yeah, you kind of need those medical classes. You kind of need that, you know? But I'm guessing in this world, it's more like on the job kind of training, or they're not wasting time on the filler bullshit. Whatever. Because he was already a researcher. He might have been new on the job, but then he's been a vector for a couple of years. You know what I mean? Anyway, that is not the important part. The important part is he's a little too old to have a crush on a 16-year-old, but whatever. But this is a fucked up world, and there's not a lot of the slim pickings, so I guess. Makes sense. Sure. Whatever. What do you want to know next? My family? Are you trying to start something? Even if I had a family, look at me. They never want to see me again. Huh. You asking if I want to see them? Well, I can't because of my situation. I see. So we're similar in that regard. But you can go visit whenever you want. It's impossible for me to see them because I'm not human anymore. Besides, I think I'm dead. I'm fine, yes, they're alive. My mom and pop live in Theta. Hey, I mean, like, we're getting background info on them, though. The guys in Tau are more my family now. It ain't like I'm their guardian, but I just can't help but take care of them. I get worried when I don't. It's kind of sad to think that Hyuga's parents think he's dead, and they might, like, if they knew what happened to him, they might not shun him, you know what I mean? But it's just... What else do you want to know? My powers? Setting aside how I got them, I like how practical they are. I may not be as powerful as the others, but my gun more than makes up for that. This works much better for me. I don't really feel like I'm fighting with powers compared to Ibuki or Yukonami, though. But that's all over and done with. Now that things have turned out this way, I want to use my powers for something else. Would it be best for cooking or cleaning? If I take the strength down a notch, I might be able to... Hey, was that a chuckle? Damn it, housework is my hobby. You got a problem with that? You know, I ain't mad about it. You can come do your hobby at my house. It needs to be dusted. I like that housework is his hobby, though. It's kind of Hyuga investigation void. You done? I already answered everything you asked. I look panicked? As if. I'm going out with her soon. I only came to town today to check in. Why? Look, she gets worried if we don't come back sometimes. Oh, that was more like, why? Okay. You know, because her best friend is here. You think I'm nicer now? Seriously, get out of here. I'll have you know I haven't changed a lick. If someone annoys me, I'll beat him up. I wouldn't hesitate at all with you. I feel like Rio's the one doing the interview. Or maybe it's the professor. I'm not sure. I'm like, because it's not us. It's like, who's doing this interview? I just stopped attacking humans for no good reason. Then again, if she asks me to stop, I'll do it. But anyway, she's not here right now. Are you annoying me? So get ready to meet my... And you're annoying me, so get ready to meet my fist. Huh? You recording this convo? Or you're gonna ever listen to it? Hey! You got some nerve. Just take that recorder and smash it to bits. Hand it over. Shh, you get back here. It's kind of adorable, though. Like... She seriously looks like a character. They look like they were pulled from two different animes, though. Just the facial, like, you know what I mean? She's got such a simple, cutesy face, and he's just got, like, a normal, like, Otome game kind of guy face. You know what I mean? But she is, like, so simple lines and barely like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the rest of the art around them, but, like, her face particularly. It's like if you just erased her face and, like, drew it with a little more detail, then it would fit. But, like, right now it looks like you superimposed a different, like, face. You're like, look at this, look at this meme I made. You know what I mean? It looks like you photoshopped a face on her. Like, it looks like she came from something else. So weird. Anyway. It's cute. So I want to see something, because that's the only one, right? Yeah, okay. So that's it. So let's go to our albums. Let's check out our last CGs. And yeah, so it's just these ones, which are terribly sad. I mean, it's just sad. The look on his face is kind of like, again, it's sad because all of the the whole ending was terrifying, but it's more like, look, we have a soft expression on his face, because all of his CGs except for like one were like angry, and then this one you're like, there's a soft expression on his face, and I mean, okay. This one's not, but he looks dazed, and then this version of it, he's hiding his face. So this, you're like, he's got a soft, almost a little sad face, but he's covered in blood, so you're like, well, I mean, that kind of ruins it a little. I mean, I get it, it's from a bad ending. None of the ones from a bad ending are like, oh, it's so pretty. You know, you're like, oh, they're traumatic. You know? So then you have this one, but it's still like, it's the best you got, and it's like, I don't know, like, I feel like they did Hyuga slightly dirty, because the romance really wasn't there, to be fair. I feel like it could build up, though. You know what I mean? But, and I'm not mad about the switch flipping. You know what I mean? Like him being aggressive and angry and douchey, and then all of a sudden being like a marshmallow, because, you know, I feel like, okay, the way they kind of put it in is that, like, oh, he shoves you out of the way, the Vector attacks you, he realizes that, like, oh, fuck, because later on when they explain, oh, he's in berserker mode or whatever, it's like, he has anger management issues, and that was getting to him and whatever. So, like, yeah, no. Do we love a love interest that abuses you? Not really, but at the same time, that throws them in the trash category, and we like trash sometimes, so, like, you know, whatever. So I can't be mad about it, you know what I mean, in the sense of, like, oh my god, I can't believe they made him abuse us a little. Yeah, they did, but whatever, plot purposes, sure, I guess, fine, we've had worse. We've dealt with way worse characters, trust me, okay? And then, like, that switch flip because he hurt you and then was like, wait, and kind of, like, realized he was being a douche? Sure, okay, cool, I'll buy it. You know, I don't think the romance was really there, but I could see where they kind of leave it like, okay, maybe it'll build up while you're traveling around. Like, you know from these stories that his feelings are there, but not really, because he's never said love, which I guess is good because the age difference, like, so would be like, really? You're like 24 and you have a 16-year-old? You're all... I don't know about that. That's a little weird. I don't know if I'm comfortable with it. I mean, it happens in games, but it's not my thing. And I'd be like, ew, it's kind of icky. Okay, anyway. But, like, I didn't really get that vibe. So, like, and I don't feel icky about it. I feel more icky about Yukonami because, like, he's mentally, like, 12. And it's like, I don't know, girl. That's like, I don't know. But then he does have moments where he's not in it. I don't know. I still think I like our Bloom's Boys better than these ones. But I'm curious, because I didn't do this for any of the other ones. And I don't normally, like, read, because I don't want spoilers, so I don't normally read Otome Kitten's things. I read her little bullet points. She'll put for, like Kamui, she put Genki and Green Tea Enjoyer. Like, but I didn't read the other little synopsis, because sometimes, it gives you a little bit of spoilers into that route, and I didn't really want that, but... So I know, yes, Hyuga with a hoodie is like a ugh face, and then Hyuga without a hoodie is like blushy. Yeah, he's much better without the hoodie on, to be fair. House husbando, okay, so... Well, then the little first paragraph is just a background on him. Like, he's a mysterious man who Spacey bumps into around the business district of Theta. He's usually seen with Yukonami. Both of them exhibit a threatening aura when around. Okay. Hyuga's house husband quirks is the only thing she liked, and maybe he's unhooded Sprite. The rest of his route was a big old exposition dump. It kind of actually was, to be fair. We got a lot of background info, so yeah, I can't blame you there. And it wasn't even that interesting. I mean, well, it's only like a 6-hour route, so it's not like, whatever. Flip-floppy attitude was a huge turnoff for me. I don't really see... I mean, I guess because he hated you in the beginning, then he was kind of being all nice, and then you had that conversation on the roof and he got pissed and ran off. So I guess that's what she's thinking or considering flip-floppy. I don't really see that as being flip-floppy. Because I feel like he definitely flipped... The switch definitely flipped after he knocked you out. And then whatever, but I can understand why they did it that way, so. I just couldn't deal with love interests physically assaulting the heroine for the sake of plot devices that don't make any sense. It'd be one thing if the character had any depth, but no, his revenge arc lacked breadth and objective. Well, okay, to be fair, I can agree with that, but also, a lot of the game lacks breadth and depth, and you know what I mean? It's very... high-level overview, like you don't have the time to deal with the depth of characters. So, I'm not mad about it. I can kind of see her point, but Hyuga's character pretty much feels like an NPC instead of an actual love interest. They have no chemistry whatsoever, and the romance here kind of just happens out of nowhere. I will disagree hard with that. The romance didn't really happen at all. So, the romance happens out of nowhere? Where did you see romance? Because you get the feeling that it's kind of there under the surface, but they never confess. There's no nothing happens. So there's literally no romance in this. So it doesn't happen out of nowhere. It doesn't happen. Like, period. So I would disagree only in the sense of, to me, I didn't feel like it happened at all. You know what I mean? I do feel, I can see where they're kind of building to it. You know what I mean? But they just didn't. So, whatever. Curious to what she said about Yukonami. Man-child, unhinged. Yes. Horrible route with a horrible love interest. There's nothing likable about Yukonami. I will kind of agree. He acts very childish. Borderline unsettling. Yes. Being around him, yeah, walking on eggshells, you never know what sets him off. I think some of his sprites and stuff were kind of cute, and his CGs were nice. He had some good CGs. But... yeah, it does, like, it is kind of like, Stockholm Syndrome, like, and the whole, like I've said, he's like a child, he's very childlike, he's such a child, and then you fall in love with him, girl, that's like, don't abuse the mentally ill child, man-child, like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you see, even if they're a grown-ass adult, if they have the mentality of a child, they're a child. You don't like, oh, this is sexy and like, that's fucking weird. So like that, okay, so I kind of agree with that. So I mean, like, I was trying not to be weirded out, but yeah, the dude is creepy as hell and not in a sexy way. A ridiculous amount of his route was spent repeating whatever exposition dumping that happened in Hyuga's route. We didn't do Hyuga's route first, so to me that didn't bother me because I didn't do Hyuga's route, so it's not like we're doing this again type of a thing. He also makes a maniacal threat of wanting to fight the heroine, then proceeds to choke her and chase her around. I swear the dude's batshit nuts. We get a bit of backstory on why he acts this way, aka more exposition and exacerbated trauma dumps. I couldn't care less at this point. The romance also kind of just happens all of a sudden. I kind of do agree, like, with those two that, like, that's, I think, why I think the Blooms are better. You know what I mean? I feel like you get a little more time, you're hanging out with them before you realize who they are type of a thing. And, like, with these guys, yeah, we're hanging out with them, and I feel like Hyuga could have developed into something, but I don't feel like the romance came out of nowhere because it didn't happen. There was none. The Yukonami romance does feel weird, but again, we've had a lot of trash before, and people choking you, so I can't really be mad about that. Like, we're gonna fall in love with a man that's choking us and chasing us and trying to kill us. Been there, done that, so, like, whatevs. I can't be mad about that and be like, oh my god! You know? Not like when Toma put us in a cage that first time and I was like, the fuck is this bullshit? And now I'm like, alright, you're gonna... Cage? Okay, not for Toma. Fuck Toma. Seriously, but you know what I mean? Anyway, I don't know. I like the Bloom Boys better. And we are going back to those. We are going to do Ayamu's route next. I'm not going to read the thing about him, although I did see the bullet points that she put for him. Siscon just no. So she does not like Ayamu a lot, and I know that he has a sister, and apparently Siscon tells me that he's got a thing for his sister, and that's just disappointing that I'm not his sister, because I'm into that. I'm not going to be into it when he's just, like, fawning over some other bitch. That's not going to bother me. You know what I mean? Like, Siscon wouldn't turn me off if I was his sister, but I don't think I am, so this is going to be interesting to see. But anyway, we'll go back to the Blooms and do his run next. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.